The reason I'm wearing swimming glasses is because we're diving deeper into this set. Welcome back to the channel, folks. Seriously, it's happened. Marine Lord can bleed. Look at this score. 1-12, 1-1 apiece. Voldemar has proven that the Frenchman is not perfect. Marine Lord looks to try and re-establish dominance in this best of 5 by going to the Byzantines, but Voldemar whips out the popular Japan pick. Not a bad idea, actually, up against the Byzantines, courtesy of the fact they're so vulnerable to Dark Age rushes. Dark Age rush that has a very clear target. Wait a second. This isn't a... Wait. Is like Marine... Wait. Are we sure this is not someone else who's called themselves Marine Lord? Because this doesn't look like a Marine Lord spawn to me. Oh my. And what is up, Horstons? Thank you very much for the Prime sub. Not Prime sub. The regular sub. Welcome to the Swarm. Sorry, I'm just speechless at this. When did we see Marine Lord not get a Marine Lord spawn? Because this looks pretty bad, right? Yeah, like double Ford berries is your nightmare. Because remember, when you rush Byzantines, you're not rushing their gold. That's not your primary target. Your primary target is the berries. Voldemar, he just scouted the back. He knows it's Ford berries. He has to with that detail. He sees the tree lines. He sees the back gold. There's nowhere else it could be. He steers to the east. And pray tell, do we have a villager pool coming? Because this feels like perfect positioning for a villager pool. Let's go walk in with the spears. And props to him, actually. Marine Lord's reaction is correct. He goes for the berry straight away, so we're definitely getting Hippodrome. Yeah, I wonder if Marine Lord was always planning this. I imagine if you had a back berry, you could have probably went for the Grand Winery, but this has been the growing counterplay to these Dark Age rushes. And by the way, like, shout out to the meta and the way it's evolved. Shout out to the pros for figuring it out. We've seen Malians that used to always lose to the Dark Age rushes alter their builds to survive them easily. We're seeing the same now at Byzantines. In fact, I think a few players have been talking about the idea that we've got baited by Grand Winery all along, and that Hippodrome might secretly be the better landmark. Which has me smirking, because I remember when we got access at release, I would not stop harping on about how broken Hippodrome is. We never really actualized it or materialized it, but if you think about what Hippodrome Triumph does, at least on paper, it does sound very broken. Healing for all cavalry, +4 damage, +10% movement speed. And you stockpile tickets faster by killing. Like, it just ticks every box imaginable. So you get rewarded for winning fights even more. But the big problem that I think a lot of players had navigating Hippodrome was in the earlier phases of the game. They would mess up and misuse the ability. And if you misuse the ability, if you misuse your first triumph, the game just feels over. That's the fragility of this landmark. It's interesting the way that people have evolved. It's the same with things like Sipahi Ottomans and the Imam play. There's a lot of builds that before people would have labeled as too risky that they've now started to indulge more and more. And trade post at the back, by the way, would be Royal Knights. Not bad against Byzantines, just to kind of frustrate them. But I think when you go Hippodrome, it's less valuable. This is going to sound weird to people, but the idea, at least for raiding, is if you've gone Hippodrome, your opponent's already anticipating you're going to raid them. So then adding in... And let me flip the names around, sorry about that. So then adding in Knights as well, like, you're double indexing, right? The main value ones, if you are going to go Cav, is indeed Sipahi. The other one would be to go into Magadai. But he didn't get the Magadai spawn. That's over here. So Spearman don't really have an outpost commitment to rely on here, understandably so. The good news, at least, is like the moment Voldemar showed up with the 2 spears and saw this, he knew to stop producing because he knew what it was. So Kura's coming in behind not too much later than Marine Lord's timing. Marine Lord, we've seen a lot of people going Keshiks. I'm not a big fan of the Keshik contract choice, even with Hippodrome. I think Longbow is just 10 times better with Hippodrome. Actually, 20 times better. Because it gives you a diverse comp. And also protects you against spear spam. So we'll see if Marine Lord agrees in a moment. I mean, it would be a pretty hard spawn to raid. Voldemar got back berries and gold. It's kind of crazy. Marine Lord got a trash spawn. And Voldemar got a really good spawn. Yeah, even the deer later accessible and wallable, right? A good old Waldemar. Marine Lord. Moment of truth. He's already got the olive oil necessary for the first mercs. Is he going to hold it? Nope. There we go. Western it is. Marine Lord. Already creeping into position with the first horseman. There is no vision back here for Waldemar. This is dangerous. He's going to be a creep in, a sneak in. Waldemar will just be pushed back. Yeah, not enough horsemen to position in a way that you could do any real damage. I thought he might just wait, but Marine Lord thought about it. It's like, okay, it's actually more worth the idle time than just waiting for a second or a third. I noticed that, like, yeah, Crackety is like, oh, a deli game happened. It's almost like, did you just sense a disturbance in the force like you needed to come through? Voldemar now just bulking up spears. But this is what scares me, right? Like, the Hippodrome is so powerful. The horsemen are so good. You have to think of these horsemen like you would Sipahi. They're that good because of the triumph ability. So you have to react with spears, right? But that just sets you up so organically to get countered down the line. Horseman and longbow go hand in hand. It is a beautiful combo. If English actually had a better economy, I think they would do it most of the time. Marine Lord now just gathering on the stones, so it's going to be inflating. System levels are going to start pumping in quick. He's even prepping to move out to the 4 berries. Outpost to be safe, of course. What Civ isn't broken according to Crackety? Shushi. He always thinks that Shushi isn't broken. Right, Crackety? Or is it Japan right now? You were playing a lot of Japanese for a bit. Awesome raids on the back. Waldemar was considering an outpost. That's just going to be very difficult now. If he wants to get it, it needs to be fast. A nice intercept there. Waldemar, he's going to find the first group of Lombos. Oh my god, the horseman is so far away. There's nothing you can do. What a read. Waldemar. MarineLord's going to try to hug the outcropping to get to safety. The problem is you don't want to use Triumph to protect this. Unless you can pin him. Wait. Waldemar. Wait, what? All right, that's an overcommitment. He's lucky he didn't get sandwiched against the tree line. Still, we'll lose 2 horsemen, but still, he takes out the remaining Lombos. Spearmen are coming through now. Uma Bannerman is a great target if you can get rid of it. The Spearmen are going to scare him away. And that, folks, to me, did not feel like a good triumph. You lost 3 Lombos, 1 horseman, and killed 3 horsemen. That's a pretty balanced exchange, and you just used your big ticket punch. He's down to 1 ticket. Remember, you get 1 supply every 30 seconds, and that's 1 second. Voldemar's play there was phenomenal. Now the full spear spam, because, of course, you know, it's not Grand Winery. You know your opponent's not going to get the second Merc pump that quickly, especially with the full resources. In fact, the pressure's already coming in there. Yeah, the horseman, the spearman, he can burn this down. Uma Bannerman is going to get target killed. But that means he's got the Bannerman buff on the spot. And villagers just have to migrate the area. He's going to have to throw away the horseman to protect the workers. Ends up sacking 1. The rest will be able to get home. But that's now berries blocked out. He's not playing deer. Marine Lord, he's only got 8 sheep remaining. Is Waldemar about to go 2-1 up against the chimp? Waldemar, I mean, the spear count just tells the tale, right? I think Marine Lord needs an archery range switch, which you're reluctant to do whenever you play Lombo contract because you've got Lombos, idiot. Why would I build an archery range? But, like, what other answer do you have against mass spearmen? Not just that, Waldemar. It's not an overcommitment. Props to him for this. I think Waldemar in the past, he'll admit, he had this issue of overcommitting in feudal plays after building an advantage. He's not doing that here. He's prepping for castle. Unbelievable. Oh, no, we didn't have a gamba. I think my mod missed that. Whoops. I'll pay out from the last game, but obviously we can't put predictions on this one now. I mean, I guess we could. If people really want a gamba. There you go. You got 1 minute. Go. MarineLord's trying to play catch up on the age up. He has to know it's coming. If it wasn't, you would have been attacked harder by now. It's a little bit of pressure play. So far, no one getting an insane worker lead. But Voldemar's timing is going to be succinct here. Floating gate now coming through. Reminder. It's a best of 5. If Voldemar wins this, he's 1 away from just straight up making playoffs. MarineLord will find himself in a lower bracket. You never say that of him. He might not be the tallest lad, but if there's something he's not low in, it's brackets. He has a tendency to steamroll his way through them. Is Voldemar the Danish magic? MarineLord does now have access to those berries. His tech up timing is so late. The good news, at least with Byzantines, is you have the systems, so your veterancy unlocks are really fast. Right, it's not going to take you long at all to get into these. Bad news is relics. You know, without a Grand Winery, Byzantine's timing to get relics is usually later anyway. But Voldemar's going to have a huge edge here. Yeah, tech up complete. First Shinto priest comes out. And, yep, good reaction by MarineLord. Sees the spears, but also he glimpsed the Shinto priest, so he'll move to the south side. Just to block the relic. But actually, Voldemar, he's moving out for deer. A bold move. Yeah, especially considering MarineLord grabbed Expilatories. That would have been 5 hit kills. Actually, less than that, right? With Triumph activated, you do 15 damage, so it would have been 4 hit kills. Where he also would have got gold. Yeah, it doesn't want to risk it. And Voldemar will now resurface. Will secure the back deer. Also protects him on the secondary gold. And the other deer is actually not far away. You could just kind of push these in a bit, play farmhouse, and have a gate to get in. So yeah, nice way that he's kind of approached this. Grab from MarineLord. He will get rid from the Mount Samurai. In fact, he might pinch a second. Voldemar, no. This is unnecessary mistakes. Unforced errors, actually. Double Knight goes down. And remember, that's half of his current count of Mount Samurai. Yeah, just unnecessary mistakes there. Voldemar, I think, just trying to eagerly rush a bit here. I mean, you feel it. Like, your opponent hasn't teched up yet. You know he has to soon. So you want to send out the Mount Samurai. You want to get a few kills. That may have actually shrunk his lead. I mean, no may about it. Most definitely did. So tech up complete. MarineLord was the Golden Horn Tower. Level 4 systems. So he's able to produce the mercenaries every, what, 2 minutes? Needs to switch from Dialectica, MarineLord. Oh my god, the blacksmith placement. Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's going to realize because he hasn't got that many blacksmith tech, so he's likely going to keep using that and forget about the Golden Horn Tower. That's pretty bad. Reminder: if he used the Conscriptor instead of Dialecticus, he'd be getting the mercenary units every about minute and 45 seconds instead of about 2 minutes 45. Not Samurai now with the jump in. MarineLord, he doesn't get the wall up in time. Ended up losing some workers. And remember, these Mad Samurai, they hit hard enough to 2-hit kill. It's going to shift away now. Dialecticus is still activated. Unbelievable. One Cataphract's going to come out, but he's not going to fare well there. Oh, dear. Well, the good news is he's looking at this and probably thinking that the longbows aren't coming out quick, right? You'd hope. Because every trooper is going to count here. Considering that Voldemar just has so many spears and Yumi. Yeah, I feel like the horsemen are starting to take the L. They're not funding entry anymore. And Voldemar now extending the lead. New longbow group does pump out. Villagers try to go back on the gold. The Mountain Samurai just dive for it. We'll find additional kills. This is actually happening. And Voldemar, like, the scary part from MarineLord is Voldemar's at the point now, yeah, where the Yorishiro drop on the TC makes a lot of sense. Looks like he's trying to snatch towards relics. We've got Mounted Samurai sneaking out onto the flank. Scout does snoop them early. Spearmen have yet to been upgraded, by the way, which is a little bit surprising. Yeah, Voldemar needs to fix his gold income. Yumi would definitely make a lot of sense to upgrade here against, what, Mass Longbow? He goes Onimusha. And prioritizes the Spearman. So Veterancy on the way for them. He seems to be fearful of the Cataphracts. Mount Samurai. Ooh, he's going to pull back here. Triumph. It gets activated. And Voldemar, he actually just commits into it. Oh my god. Well, this is meant to be your clutch ability right now. But MarineLord, he's just clutching at the pulse. Yumi just going for the trade out against the Vet Lombos. MarineLord loses the bulk of it. Voldemar now building a bigger military lead here. Huge all time at home as I think he just expired the gold. Hasn't realized just yet. And now just a move in. Limitane counted out by this Yumi. That Samurai count is low, mind you. But remember, he started to pump out Onimusha. Actually, only one. This guy's a monster. Voldemar now. It's going to be a shift forward. Forward gold, of course. Yeah, and how are we doing on farms? He hasn't added in any additional. He goes for the farmhouse drop. So we've got Yorishiro Stables, TC, farmhouse. Then one more to come. Probably going to be, what, another farmhouse makes a lot of sense. He also needs to drop a monastery. Just sitting on 2 relics, not using them. And also the Shinto needs to wake up. Terrible time for a coffee break. And unfortunate as well, because MarineLord is actually moving over here. You don't like spears? You don't like winning. It's going to be spear. Okay. This together, like... Ooh. So he's counterplaying Cataphracts, but what's counterplaying Longbows? He's just trusting in the Mounted Samurai, right? It does give him the efficiency around the Uma Bannerman, mind you. Any pro can beat any pro if one has a good and one has a bad, but I don't like that thought process. That's like devaluing this performance by Voldemar. That's like saying, oh yeah, it's only because MarineLord is playing bad. I don't think it's MarineLord playing bad. I just think Voldemar is playing incredibly well. Like, reminder, in the last game that Voldemar won to even this best of 5 up, Voldemar was the one technically playing bad. Right? He missed out on multiple villages throughout the early game. And yet still was able to pull through. This guy's playing incredibly well. Now Samurai, okay. A little bit of a flopsy doodle, whoopsie doodle. Does activate the Triumph. Few horsemen make their way into the base as well. Oh, this is an expensive Triumph charge, guys. Still, like, the problem with Voldemar's comp here, actually, a little bit of a funny tidbit of info. If you're playing against Hippodrome, Yumi is actually one of the worst units you can build. It's not just because horsemen counter Yumi, it's because you generate Triumph tickets based on the units killed. So trash units rewards Triumph. Because you get much more value and much longer durations because of it. Yeah, that's the worrisome part about Voldemar's comp. Is he's giving a lot of tickets over. And you can see MarineLord is steering hard into Cataphracts. Yumi. They're trying to get rid of the Lombos fast. Keep the Spearman alive longer. He has got the Katana Bannerman, so it is buffing the spear damage. But there's the Triumph activated. And it's an overextension. He feels it. Voldemar tries to break away. Trample has not been used. It's just a continuous A-click chase. The Lombos are taking a bit of time to catch up here, though. Voldemar, has he contained the threat? The Onimusha at the back of the formation. I don't like the way he's retreating here. Yeah, your anti-heavy units are dying first. Looks like he has retreated far enough that MarineLord feels overextended, so it will be a turnaround now. Who got the better of that tug of war? I feel like that was pretty good for MarineLord, all things considered. Cleared a lot of spears, does tramp tickets to work with. Now he's up to soon level 5 systems. Wait, what the f... No. No. MarineLord, no. What is happening today? First, there was the skip villager production from Voldemar, and now we've just got the oopsie system. Oh, man. He doesn't realize, so he hasn't, like, just added in an extra to fix it. It's not his fault. I mean, I get it, but it's not. It is his fault that he hasn't noticed, you know what I mean? Oh, wait, what? Huh? What the f... That is the first time I think I've seen that. And I've cast a lot of Biz games. What causes that? So it must be like a variable check? Oh, that's interesting. So it must be that it's checking and with the order of things doesn't register the system in. But then when you connect it, it does a recheck. That's weird. Because, like, that's the, I can see it's in range, right? Which is why it looks like it's dumb. But my point is, like, not realizing that it's in range, etc. What the heck? Are the devs aware of that one? I don't think I've seen anyone report that. The blueprint disconnects it until they're Really? And I've never noticed that before. How have I never noticed that? Huh. In fairness, I feel like a lot of players now do like the 1-to-1 to 1-to-1, right? Because like most players just they zigzag now. So maybe that's why I just didn't notice. I feel like that's something I should have seen before. Oh, there you go. Something new learned. Okay, army-wise though, MarineLord is in a pretty cushy position. However, the longer this goes, the quicker Voldemar is going to bulk on economy. The concern is when they're both capped, MarineLord is stronger economically. The clash though, Tramp's going to be activated. This is a lot of cataphract. And it's going to last a long time. He's got 20 seconds of this buff. Voldemar, he knows it as well. He tries to retreat, but the infantry is slowing him down. The mounted samurai just get clubbed apart. He's still holding that trample. If he just uses it right now with half of them, he sandwiches. Tramp has ran out. Trample comes through now. Blocks the retreat of the remaining mounted samurai. He's forcing him into a headlock. Voldemar loses practically all of the cavalry. Yeah, 5 mounted samurai remain. Meanwhile, 22 cataphract. The Silver Knights are taking over, man. And you look at the Triumph charges, they're already back up to 19. Remember, he started that fight with about 20. And this is what we're talking about. When you play trash units into Hippodrome, you enable the build. What a brutal game this is becoming. And Voldemar has to be feeling it as well. Like any other Civ, they had to add in 2 TC to keep up with this. But this is the beauty of systems. You know, you add in 26% to MarineLord's eco count at this point. You're seeing about, what, 18 extra workers? So he's not behind. He's competing. And Voldemar, when you're in this type of position, you know, what's your reaction? More trash and then a unit that gets countered by Lombos. Well, 2 units, really, but the trash can also get overwhelmed by the cannons. My concern also, you know, Spearman spam is good if you can reach Imperial here, because Nagiari will give you extra range. But without it, it's very difficult to kill the cataphracts quick enough. gracious. Anyone who's like, oh, why did Voldemort do this comp? Like, you kind of have to. I mean, Yumi maybe less so, but like, he needed something to do with Lombos. It's gonna sound still trash focused, but maybe like Horseman instead here, and then focus Onimusha. Because like, you need something to solve Lombos before you can solve Cataphracts. That's the lopsided way you have to take these engagements, right? Like, there's way too many Catas to deal with now. And the other tricky part for Japan is, like, in some ways, the Onimusha are better than normal crossbows because movement speed. Other ways, they're worse because they cost more. And they're just as fragile. And Wolves are going up. Voldemort secures another food slot here onto the deer. Marine Lord now on approach. And Voldemort goes for some raids, but he's going to need everyone at home, all hands on deck for this. Voldemort's army might be substantially larger, but the army value tells the true tale. One of quality versus quantity. Burns are coming through. Marine Lord, he's sitting at 32 tickets. That is enough boost to clear everything. Voldemort trying to cut the army in two. A good idea here. But Marine Lord, great discipline. He pulled the longbows back early. Longbows start to snipe onto the Onimusha. Cataphracts. Triumph gets activated. This is it. This is the big fight. Starts to pull away. A lot of Cataphracts go down. But Voldemort, has he got the chase potential? I mean, the Triumph, it's still got 20 seconds remaining. You can't commit trample into spears. That's seppuku. This fight sometimes feels like you're trying to solve a Sudoku. And Marine Lord, oh my god. It's working! Voldemort! It's too many spears! Marine Lord loses all the longbows! So it turns out, throwing trash at the Hippodrome has its limits. Like a dumpster truck, it can only take so much rubbish before it overflows. Unbelievable. It's like a fat person being given all the cake in the world. Eventually, they just can't take more. And this is a fat army. One way too difficult for Marine Lord to sink his teeth into. Raiders start to reach the farms. He's just mirroring the moves of the Cataphracts. Spearman always chasing. The Bannerman, the extra damage actually mattering here. Every little helping. He's just offsetting the teardrop shield's value entirely. And Marine Lord looks hard stuck and hamstringed here. Voldemar's on the farms, idling them out, blocking the Lombos from reinforcing. It's just a gradual chase into the base. Sacred Site time is still ticking, but I don't think Marine Lord has got 7 minutes left. It has to be a commit and a die, and this is really happening. Voldemort is one game away from stomping Marine Lord out of the upper bracket.